Welcome to another episode of Follow My Voice, Podcast Edition. Today I'm going to focus on checking in on Google's wisdom. Is Google really the best place to look for tips on success and anything else that you want tips on? Or is Google a bunch of BS? So today we're going to start off with 10 tips for success and see if the first couple of results on Google make sense or if it's all a bunch of marketing BS. So let's get started. You can go ahead and follow along by jumping on to Google. It might change by the time you read this. Today's first hit was 10 tips to achieve anything you want when I put 10 tips for success in. Let's take a look at their tips and let's do a deep dive. See if we agree with them and what other lessons we can impart. Number 1, focus on commitment, not motivation. Focus on commitment, not motivation. Just how committed are you to your goal? How important is it for you? And what are you willing to sacrifice in order to achieve it? If you find yourself fully committed, motivation will follow. Okay, I like this one. First off, I agree. It's not about motivation because motivation is fleeting, so you really should focus on commitment. I don't feel like doing my laundry today, but if I don't make a commitment to do it, I have no clean underwear, right? I don't know if anyone else. Raise your hand if you can relate to that. Good. So, commitment definitely is greater than motivation. Number 2, seek knowledge, not results. If you focus on the excitement of discovery, improving, exploring, and experimenting, your motivation will always be fueled. If you focus only on results, your motivation will be like weather. It will die the minute you hit a storm. So the key is to focus on the journey, not the destination. Focus on finding joy in the journey. That's my quote. I absolutely agree with this. In fact, I've got a episode that may be coming up or should be released soon on finding joy in the journey. So this one, unscripted, absolutely hits what it is that I believe in. If you focus on finding joy in the journey, you'll feel good. There have been a lot of times where I wanted the results. A good one is weight loss. I wanted to lose 20 pounds, and I would be happy when I lost the 20 pounds. I went ahead and lost the 20 pounds, and guess what? Do I want to say I felt a little happier? I didn't even feel a little happier. I felt just as miserable. Nothing changed. Why lie? That's what happens when you focus on the result. Your life becomes miserable. Therefore, you should focus on the journey, or, as the quote says, focus on seeking knowledge, not results. Next, make the journey fun. Make it an awesome game. The minute you take it serious, there's a big chance that it will start carrying a heavy emotional weight and you will lose perspective and become stuck again. I'm going to give my same argument. I like it. Focus on finding joy in the journey. Kind of an unintended plug for upcoming quote episode, Follow My Voice, where I dissect a similar quote about finding joy in the journey. Number 4, get rid of stagnating thoughts. Thoughts influence feelings. Agree. And feelings determine how you view your work. You have a lot of thoughts in your head. Well, you aren't kidding. You always have a choice of which ones to focus on. The ones that will make you emotionally stuck, such as fears and doubts, or the ones that will move you forward. Keep moving forward. That's another quote. It's one of the first quotes released on Follow My Voice. Keep moving forward. Yeah, I agree with this one, but this one's really hard to implement. I mean, how many times have you had negative thoughts? I was like this morning. Received a text message I wasn't particularly happy with. And I felt like I let it ruin my entire afternoon and evening. I think I got it at 3, and next thing I know, it's 11 p.m. Gone. Didn't do anything. It's feeling a little down. So, I agree with that, but that one's hard to do. Definitely got to bring in some meditation if you want to be able to handle that one. Number 5, for tips on how to be successful, use your imagination. Next step after getting rid of negative thoughts is to use your imagination. When things go well, you're full of positive energy. Agree. And when you're experiencing difficulties, you need to be even more energetic. So, rename your situation. If you keep repeating, I hate my work, guess which feelings those will evoke. It's a matter of imagination. You can always find something to learn, even from the worst boss in the world, at the most boring job. Interesting. I'm going to take 2 stabs at this one. One is, you can find something to learn from the most boring job. My recommendation is get your job. If you have an office job and you've got like a project and you have a very boring job, go ahead and tackle as much as you can out of it. And as long as you don't do anything wrong, you know what I mean by wrong, use the rest of your time to focus on personal development or bring in an ebook and kind of read that. But whatever you do, don't surf the web. First of all, they can tell. And second of all, it's got so much negative energy, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. Second one, you can always learn something even from the worst boss. I've had some terrible bosses, let me tell you that. One boss was unequivocally the worst boss I've ever had. The person was so rude to me. Just belittled me every day. Still a little bitter, as you can tell by following my voice. But it forced me to go to some conferences and attend a little therapy, and I think that made me a better person. So, I agree with that. You can always find something to learn even from the worst boss. 6. 10 tips to be successful. Stop being nice to yourself. So these are off the cuff and live. I don't rehearse before these are recorded. Let's take a look at what the author's saying. Motivation means action, and action brings results. Sometimes your actions fail to bring the results you want. Very true. So you prefer to be nice to yourself and not put yourself in a difficult situation. You wait for the perfect timing for an opportunity while you drive yourself into stagnation and sometimes even into depression. Get out there, challenge yourself to do something that you want to do, even if you are afraid. I'm not sure I can relate to the stop being nice to yourself. I feel like we are the meanest people. So this is the first one I don't like. I get their message, but I don't like it. If anything, imagine if other people treated you the way you and your little voice inside your head treat yourself. I sure as hell don't want anyone treating me the way I treat myself in my mind. So I feel like I need to be nicer to myself. 7. Get rid of distractions. Meaningless things and distractions will always be in your way, especially those easy, usual things you would rather do instead of focusing on new, challenging, and meaningful projects. Learn to focus on what is most important. This one I really like. We've all got what are your distractions in life? Find toxic social media. Looking at Instagram and comparing myself to others. I don't have a jet. I don't have parties like that. I don't have a body like that. I don't have friends like that. I have no friends. Terrible. Comparing yourself to others. Get rid of those reactions. Get rid of those distractions. They're meaningless. I suffer every day. Don't suffer too. Learn from my mistake. Ironically, with that said, number 8 is don't rely on others. Well, I agree, don't rely on me. But do take my advice. Take it. There's a famous saying. You learn from mistakes. They don't necessarily have to be your own. Don't rely on others. You should never expect others to do it for you. Not even your partner, friend, or boss. And we've already covered how bad bosses can be. But I like the next sentence. They're all busy with their own needs. No one will make you happy or achieve your goals for you. That is true. Kind of reminds me to a video I was watching where someone said, I wish I could do the push-ups for you and you would become stronger. But I can't. You have to do the push-ups yourself. I like that one. Maybe I'll turn it into an episode later. But I agree, no one can do it for you. You have to do it yourself. Don't rely on others. Number 9, just plan. That's all it says. Know your 3 steps forward. You do not need more. Fill out your weekly calendar, noting when you will do what and how. When, what, how. It's important to schedule. Review how each day went and what you learned, and revise what you could improve. Plan. Fail to plan. You plan to fail. It's a good quote. I don't agree with the 3 steps. I mean, I agree with the 3 steps, but you really got to look more than that. Like, I remember I once asked people that reported to me where I was a supervisor at another company, what's your 10-year plan? I just got a bunch of blank stares. What's your 5-year plan? Just a bunch of blinking eyes from youth. Where do you see yourself next year? Well, next month. Well, maybe I got a plan. So I agree with the 3 steps ahead, but definitely need a 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, and lifetime plan. Most people overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in a decade. Number 10, I think we're all guilty of this one. Protect yourself from burnout. It's easy to burn out when you are very motivated. Observe yourself to recognize any signs of tiredness and take time to rest. Your body and mind rest. When you schedule relaxation and fun time into your weekly calendar. I agree with this. I had a nothing fun schedule this weekend or this week. And I feel terrible. I feel burnt out. Just had to use the commitment from number 1 to be here today. Because I wasn't feeling the motivation to do it. What are you committed to doing but you don't have any motivation to do? Burnout is real. Protect yourself from burnout. So those are the 10 on the first search result of Google. I think my least favorite one is stop being nice to yourself. I disagree. I think we treat ourselves terribly. Terribly. We should be a little nice to ourselves. And my favorite one is focus on commitment, number 1, not motivation, because commitment is everything. Motivation's nothing. I've been to a Tony Robbins seminar before, and one thing he says is, first of all, the seminars are, write in the comments you want me to do a review of a Unleash the Power Within seminar with Tony Robbins. They kind of need their own episode. But there's a bunch of motivation in those. A couple days later, forgot all about it. So a lot of them are too motivation heavy, where they're all motivation and no commitment, and that's true. Focus on commitment, not motivation. And that has been, so overall, what do I think about the top search result on Google for 10 tips for success? Pretty good. think it's some solid advice, so thanks, Google, for bringing this article to the top of the plan. Now, what should be at the top of your plan? Go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and notification icon. Definitely hit the like icon if you agree with some of these tips for success. Hit the dislike icon if you think Google's totally wrong and it's a bunch of BS. And write your comments below and let me know your thoughts. This has been, or better yet, thank you for following my voice.